Let's get inspired about what we're going to talk about, each one. Let's remember to breathe from our bellies. Not from, yes, and that way our own free wind can be expanded. The energy of wind also reminds us of the transparency of the crystal, what is pure, what is transparent. So these winds with our sacred smoke, can you put a little, with our sacred smoke, we're going to be able to bless, to be blessed by spirit, to allow this sacred smoke of Copal to enter the homes and enter our hearts, enter our minds, enter our subconscious field, and allow each one of us to connect and share our wisdom through the smoke with everyone in the world. So right now you might think we're only a few. Like I say, I've done ceremonies with 3,000, and I've done ceremonies with myself and with one person. It's really not about the quantity of people. It is about the heart feeling that we're sending through our voices, through our words, and obviously the purity of intention that each one showed up here. So I honor the purity of intention of your hearts. We're going to open the Mayan activation with gratitude and opening with words of wisdom, calling the 4 directions. So if everyone just take a breath. We thank you, Ahau, creator and former. We thank you, Grandmother Moon. We thank you, Mother Earth. I thank the spirits of our lands. I thank the spirits of your lands. I thank all living beings in the universe. I thank for the spirit that each one possesses inside that allows us to manifest our own soul. I thank for the universe the opportunity of speak words of wisdom, and for this day of one wind to return through us the voice of the ancestors. I want to call the energy of Balam Kitse and Grandmother Paluna, Father and Grandmother and Grandfather of the East, where the sun rises and the opportunities is fresh, the new sun that allows each one of us to connect with that passion of our lives. I call upon the power of the sacred fires of the worlds, of all the sacred fires that all ancestors and all spiritual guides are creating at this moment to light our new world. I call upon the energy of the East to always remind us to always, there's an opportunity in every sun. I thank the spirit of Palam Kitse and Grandmother Paluna, and I ask them to be with us now. Thank you to the East. And now let's take another breath. I call upon the spirit of the West, Grandfather Balamacab and Grandmother Chomija, the element is earth. We thank you for the earth and the soil that we stepped on every day, for everything we receive from our Mother Earth. I thank the West where the sun sets, because it's when the time gives us that free rest, where we come and we sleep and we bring our dreams of freedom. I thank the spirit of the West for protecting us. May we always remember that our earth is sacred. We call the spirit to the West to be with us now. Matios to the West. I call upon the spirit of the North, Ikpalanka Kishaha, spirit of the great winds, the winds of change where the voice of the ancestors reside. May we bring the winds of change as we speak today. In the Popol Vuh, we know that Vitol Sako came together and brought their minds and they thought. And it was the moment where they speak the words that the world was created. I call upon the North to allow our ancestors to manifest to us words of wisdom. May we return to the path of transparency and innocence again. Maltiosh to the North. I think of the spirit of the south, the spirit of the great waters, the spirit of the great sea and the future manifested. I thank the spirit of the south for giving us the opportunity to plant new seeds. I thank the spirit of the water, the consciousness of the emotions and the fluidity of our hearts, the fluidity of our blood. I thank the spirit of the south for each one of us planting our future and our seeds in the south. I call upon the spirit of the waters, water of life, water of our hearts, water of our love. We call upon those, protect the sea of the waters. And we call upon the strength of the waters to be with us now. Thank you to the spirit of the south. I call upon the spirit of heart of heaven. I call upon the spirit of the heart of earth. And I want to call in this moment the spirit of all our hearts into the sacred Mayan activation. Welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. And with this beginning, I would like to present to all of you and start this presentation and this activation with the words of wisdom that were given by these four fathers, Balam Kitse, Balam Akab, Ik Balam in Mahukuta, to our future, to our children, us in the future. These were the words of wisdom that in the Popol Vuh, these words were given the moment that our ancestors were going back to the place of origin. And they gathered the children to listen these special words and to remember them for the present generations and to remember these words in the future generation. I would like to read these words in Spanish to you before English, and I will translate as according. The last word to their children was, "Oh hijos nuestros, oh our children, we are leaving. Nosotros nos vamos, but we are coming back to our pueblo, but we are going back to our pueblo. We are returning because we have finished. Y retornamos porque hemos terminado. Sanas recomendaciones y consejos y sabios consejos les dejamos. Healthy recommendation and wise words of advice we leave for you. Piensen pues en nosotros. Think then, think of us. No nos borren de su memoria. Don't erase us from your memory. Vuelvan a ver nuestros hogares y nuestras montañas. Come back to see our homes and come back to the mountains. Establezcanse allí y que así sea. And establish there and let it be. Continúen su camino y verán el nuevo lugar donde venimos. Continue our path and you will see back the place where we come from. So our ancestors are really revealing in these words. It was for us to have them in their memory, to remember where we come from, and to remember, and it is important that we remember that they left healthy and wise advice for all of us. So I want to open this with honoring our ancestors at the four corners of the world, these four prophets that came to us and gave us this wisdom. There were many prophets that came and gave us wisdom. But today we're going to listen to wisdom of each individual person here, who is an honorable person, given the great wisdom that is the wisdom from our hearts. So thank you very much. We're going to continue. And I have also here a few words from Philip, who is our spiritual advisor, who might have a microphone, but wanted to contribute to his words. Philip Chardot words in Green Bay, Wisconsin says, remember that there's a divine part of us inside who is totally and unconditional love with you. It is always there waiting for you to say, I love you. And it knows if you mean it or not. The divine with me honors the divine in you. Malkios. Thank you, Philip Chardot, for wonderful words. And we have wonderful guests. I want to thank our host, Tata Jose, for his enormous work. I want to thank our Mark, our invite, wonderful colleague of ours who's been with us this past show and this past invocation and this one. And I want to thank Riley from Australia, who is here with us, and my dear adopted brother, Slobodan, who is here from Serbia. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all to Tata Danilo, who's also here next to me. And we'll let our lady friend, Riley, come in and give us the words of wisdom in this beautiful Mayan activation. Thank you. Malkios.
Malkios.
Malkios, everyone.
Malkios.
We this is Jose Manika Pur Raven. I want to welcome all of you and those of you who are watching on Facebook. Thank you for joining us on Facebook. Please share with your friends. This is the Jaguar Wisdom telemission channel. You can expect us every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, California time. Please share with your friends. And we truly are blessed to be here in this amazing day where the Schumann resonance has jumped from 7.8 to 36 hertz, which those of you who knows about Schumann resonance, you know this is a big deal. It is a big deal for us to be united in harmony. And the program that we usually have might be fluctuating between what we have to offer and also what you as a participant come in and offer your questions and your comments, and Sarah. So we have this beautiful brothers and sisters from all over the place, and Nana Shuni has brought some an amazing sound frequency blessing brother with his voice and melodies. So we have Mark. We have Janice. Janice, who has done who knows how many medicine wheels around the world and here in the United States. She's here with us today. So I hope that we have enough energy and blessing us together for the rest of our lives. And I hope we get to share our voice and our concerns and our comments together at the end. So for those of you who are just came here and watching and listening, thank you for your patience. We're gonna try to get to everyone at the end. So we were hoping to see everyone ready to roll today. It's a good day. It's the day of the sacred wind. You know, me and Nana Shuni got up earlier this morning and we did our daily ceremony. She is in Guatemala City and I'm here in Los Angeles, but we offer the community of the world this sacred ceremony as we do every day at 6 a.m. Pacific time. So for all of you, welcome to our community. This is the International Jaguar Wisdom Council television channel. We do transmissions from here, from our hearts, from our mind, from our spirit. Some really cool information, and we're gonna keep adding to the experience. So thank you, Nana Shuni. You have the program. What's coming?
So thank you, Tata Jose. That was great information for everyone. We're going to have everybody participate in this. We met some great friends that have wanting to come and share their music and share their words of wisdom. So I'm going to call Riley Randy, if she's here. She is a wonderful priestess from Australia, and please, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Is she here? Riley? Maybe not yet here. Okay. Brother, Slobodan Jerkovic, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Yeah,
And you can just into a beautiful song. We'll give time for Riley to come in, and we'll try to share the Zoom. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Slobodan Jerkovic. I'm from Serbia, and I'm a musician. I play a lot of instruments. One of them is guitar, but a lot of instruments. I started maybe 25 years ago on the drums. Now I'm playing the guitar and the bass, a lot of percussions, and really long time period like that I play, let's say 30 or last 28 or something years. So I'm gonna play for you today the special song that I made it just for this event.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was like 2 days ago that I find out that you sister tell me, like, so it was a short time to do something, but I do something. So I'll play the first the my song, something that they just did it, and the other was gonna be some cover. So enjoy, people, like that's it.
Thank you.
Yes, and this is my brother. He will follow me. This is my birth brother.
Hello.
Nicola.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
He will follow me on these two songs. We are in the same room, so that it's gonna be too much delay.
I see Chocomil there too. Chocomil, welcome.
Thanks, sister. Okay, let's start it. That's one.
Matios, thank you so much, Boba. Thank you so much for that wonderful song. My brother and I created an amazing mantra that we'll be playing in probably one of these sessions for all of you. He's a wonderful musician and truly thinks that music is part of this new evolution, sound. So it was beautiful to set our intention with also beauty, the beauty of music, the beauty of rhythm, that allows us really to expand. Thank you so much.
No,
We're going.
You get a second one, or
We'll have you play in a little bit. We'll want to hear a few words of wisdom. And do we have Leah B here, Tata? Is Leah here?
yeah, but I think it's unmute.
Okay. We're going to Tata. We're going to have is Leah was going to
Yeah, what we can do is let him play another 2 songs. Maybe Leah shows up and she will play at the end.
Okay. We'll have Leah close. Let's get some words of wisdom, and then you get to play your second song. We're gonna have Tata Danilo. He wants to speak to us about go ahead, Tata. Come on, Tata Danilo.
Hello, brothers and sisters.
Hello.
It's for me an honor to share a poem. The poem is known as the Cantares de Sit Balchen. It's a poem that actually is dedicated to Hunabku. So I'll be reading it in Spanish and at the same time translated into English, trying to be the most objective I can in order to really share this information that for me it's deep studies that I've been doing about the ancient Mayan wisdom to try to actually see them from their own perspective before the coming of the Spanish, talking about ancient Mayas. So the poem goes this way. El Señor Hunabku, the Lord Hunabku, es quien da lo bueno y lo malo. He's the one that gives the good and the evil. Entre los buenos y los malos. Between the good ones and the bad ones. Porque Él da su luz, because He gives the light. Sobre la tierra, upon the earth. Porque Él es el dueño de todas las cosas, because He is the owner of all the things under His hand. Lo mismo que el sol y la luna. The same under the sun, under the moon. Lo mismo la estrella humeante, que es como la flor luminosa de los cielos. The same to the smoking star that is like the luminous flower of the skies. The same, lo mismo, día y día, day by day. Dame tu luz, mi verdadero. Give me your light, my truly one. Padre, pon mucho entendimiento en mi pensar, en mi inteligencia. Father, put a lot of knowledge in my mind and in my intelligence, para que pueda diferenciarte cada día. so I can worship you every day. No hay la bella luz de los ojos de Hunahpu para sus hijos. There is no beautiful light from his eyes of Hunahpu to his sons. Porque durante estos días se miden los pecados en la tierra. Because during these days, they measure the sins upon the earth. A todos los hombres, porque llegará el tiempo en que estos días será el fin del mundo. Because it's going to reach the times, in the times where actually we're going to see the end of the world. Vamos al tronco de la ceiba. Let's go to the trunk of the ceiba tree. Vamos a ponerle el trueque ofrenda para el nuevo año. Let's go to put the trade offering for the new year. Ya van pasando los dolorosos días. Vamos a reunirlos. It's passing through the painful days. We're going to meet us. En el pueblo vamos al oriente. Let's go to the east. A colocar la columna de madera del viejo recibidor del fuego. Let's put the new wooden column of the old receiver of the fire. Sobre el cerro, todas las cosas nuevas, tirad todas las cosas viejas. We're going to put on the hill all the new things and going to throw away all the old things. Vamos a poner nueva piedra de término de año a la puerta del pueblo. We're going to put a new stone at the end of the year on the doorway of the village. Busquemos una blanca piedra para indicar que otro año ha pasado. Let's look for a white stone to show that another year has passed. El día se hace fiesta para los pobladores. The day is going to be a party for the population. Va a seguir el sol en el horizonte. It's going to continue the sun on the horizon. Va así por el sur como por el norte, así por el oriente. It's going to be to the south, same as to the north, like to the east, same to the west. Esto se llama Los Cantares de Sit Balche. Es un poema dedicado a lo que conocemos como Hunahpu, el corazón del cielo. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Tata Danilo. That was very original from the story of the Waxjxaqib. Thank you very much. We're going to continue, and is Raeli here, our guest, Tata? Raeli, Zach, Brandy?
Everybody has their, if you're there, you have control. You put your microphone on, your video on.
I don't see her on.
Anyone who wanna show it's
We're
start video. It says start video. So just go with the mouse on your right angle, find the start video, and you will. That's it. Like if you wanna be see it.
Thank you, brother.
You're
We're
welcome.
going to go to Mark at this moment and give another moment to play Israeli. Hello, is she there? Israeli, no. No. We're going to continue with Mark. Hello, Mark. Dr. Mark, welcome to Words of Wisdom. We're very much, we're so happy to have you. Please go ahead, and I know that your wisdom is important, so go ahead and give us your wisdom. Thank you for being.
Well, first of all, let's start by saying it's not my wisdom, okay? It's the wisdom that I might have a piece of here or there, like pieces of a bigger puzzle. But I'd like to go through 5 points. Okay. And interestingly enough, tie in with what Shuni read and with what Danilo just said, the prayer, the poem that he just said. By coincidence, I had already prepared this before. So the 5 things are the following. 1, we come from, one, Tesla, Einstein, Haramein, all these people attest to a dimension that is beyond our own. It permeates our own. It's our own. This ethereal dimension that our 5 senses cannot perceive. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is, as you mentioned before, we come from this dimension. This is the origin of our consciousness, is from this dimension. Okay. Now the interesting part here, which starts to connect with what you said, Shuni, is this is the time. This is our lives' mission, and I say lives in plural. Many incarnations. One mission is to return to that place of origin, to that dimension, that ethereal dimension of origin. Okay. And did you say today was 8 wind or 1 wind?
8.
8 wind. And you said it was about returning.
Yes.
So this third, our lives, our incarnations mission, overarching mission is to make our way back to this place. As you were speaking, I was reminded of John Lennon singing, get back to where you once belonged. Or Joni Mitchell in the song Woodstock, we have to make our way back to the garden. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4 is the fact that most of the time throughout millennia, the door is not open. Okay, the access to that realm is denied us for a very good reason, because we're supposed to evolve in this sort of pod on Earth where we are the sidereal seeds hoping to return to the eternal soil. Okay. So most of that time, that access is denied us. But there is a moment in 26,000 tombs, which was that the Maya was aware of, where that door, that opening will make itself available to us. So, as we had talked before about the Tata Jose and so forth, the analogy or the metaphor of the train station and the train leaving, the Maya knew when that moment would be. So they, like many other traditions, and now here's number 5, they turned to many resources, many tools to let themselves be aware when this time came. In other words, as we all reincarnate, we are going to be here during the moment that that door opens. And it only opens for a little while, which is symbolized in the Red Sea with Moses and the Egyptians. Moses didn't open the Red Sea. He knew when and where the waters would part. The Egyptians did not know. So they got there too late and they were drowned. But Moses knew. The Mayans knew. And like many other traditions, they used what I'm going to call big M, myth. Okay, now myth in that sense can be stories, can be calendars, can be buildings, can be rituals, can be a number of things, art, etc. That you leave yourself, your soul leaves yourself a future reminder for your future self to wake you up when you get there. And they wake you up with 5 W's. First W is when. When will the sky open? Second W is where. Where will it open? And where does one go once you get out through the door? Third, how to get from the door to the final destination, which, as Danilo pointed out, M42, as far as the Egyptians were concerned. Okay. Or the 4th W is what? What are the qualifications that are necessary to make that journey? And 5, who will get to go? So the Mayan, and this is where I want to dive into the Mayan culture. The Mayan left us a great number of tips as to when this would happen. And since this is an event that involves the Milky Way and the center of the Milky Way, Hunabku, okay, the galactic core, the ball court in Chichen, for example, shows us where the Milky Way was mapped out on Earth in the year 850. Precession has changed the position of the Milky Way as it does through these cycles of 26,000 tombs. Okay, so the ball court is set up to map out where we were at that moment. So it lets everybody know, your kids say, are we there yet? They say, no, we're not there yet, we're here. Okay, and many people don't know this, but this is the exact same function of the Camino de Santiago, because it is Camino de Santiago Compostela. In Spanish, that means the field of stars. The stars they were referring to was the Milky Way, because it was believed that the soul between incarnations would walk along the Milky Way. And on the ball court, you will notice there are 2 rings, one on each side of the walls. These rings symbolize the moment that the sun goes through that intersection between the ecliptic and the Milky Way. There are 2 intersections, like 2 rings coming together. There are 2 points of intersection. The point of intersection we are now approaching, and I was alerting to, is the crossing of the sun over Hunabku. So that was the function of the ball court in Chichen. On the other hand, the pyramid in Chichen is a calendar in stone, okay? And it is placed exactly in a specific place. It was not put there because, oh, I have room in my backyard, we'll put it here. No. Because of precession, it was placed in a celestial position that would differentiate between A, the equinox, which does not change, and B, the stars, which because of precession do change. And so Chichen Itza is about the serpent, but even more than the serpent shadow coming down the steps, it's about Tzab, the Pleiades, coming overhead, exactly over the zenith. And this is what is telling us, ladies and gentlemen, the train is about to leave the station. Because 100 years ago, 200 years ago, that the Pleiades, the rattle of the rattlesnake, Tzab, was not over Chichen. It is over Chichen today. Okay? So that is the second warning about time. They used the rattlesnake tail, the rattle of the rattlesnake, because that tells you time. Shuni, do you have your rattle there?
Yes, yes.
Could you show us Tzab? Okay, that is a mythical object that has come down through the ages to keep us aware of this moment that the Pleiades would be going over Chichen. Okay, this 40-year period. Okay, we are already halfway through. It says we 20 to go. Okay, so that window is opening. It is open. And that is the last thing I will say. The calendar was designed thousands of years ago to keep track of long time, what I will call multi-incarnational time. They don't need a clock to tell us about the day or a calendar to tell us about the year. They need time, because this is going to be thousands of years in the future that they were pointing to. And so the purpose, the role of myth in this broader sense is to pinpoint in time and in space where this moment is going to occur. And that is, in my opinion, if I have understood what the Mayans and other traditions have pointed out, is now.
Yes.
So, Matios, I hope we all,
Yes.
catch, as Cat Stevens sang, the P train, which is out on the edge of darkness and is getting closer. And so
Yes.
that is the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Jaguar Council, International Jaguar Council television channel. And we got some epic beings on the screen right now, and epic beings behind the screen, and epic beings on the Facebook watching. And we have an amazing audience. Thank you all for watching. On the left, we have Tio Cuco. On the right, of the very corner, we have Substance. I'd like to, if we may, I would like music from that amazing guitarist and drummer who's smiling over there in the back on the pink couch. Let's sing from here. Awesome. And after that, if we can bring our Mexica elder, Tio Cuco, to share some words. And also Nana Substance, as I call her, with her freestyle epicness. Hope you're ready, Substance. So,
Jose, thank you, Mark. That was great. One of the things that Mark's mentioned is being in that state of benevolence to be able to catch that train. We will continue to talk about this point. I want to thank Tata Cuco, Tio Cuco for being here. Thank you for being here. It's been a long time. I would like to give the word to our elder, Tio Cuco. Welcome to our beautiful Mayan activation. Hello, hello.
so Tio Cuco, and yeah, there you go. You got it.
Okay, here we are. Wow, it's a pleasure to finally reach you. I'm learning how to use this machine here. And let's say from being I'm in the north right now, from the south, our brothers, and the Mexica palabra. And therefore today, what is it on this calendar? I don't keep track of this calendar in terms of numbers.
Today's 8 win.
Is it the 23rd?
25.
24.
25th in the Gregorian calendar, Tío.
¿Qué dijeron?
It's the 25th in the Gregorian calendar.
Okay. So interestingly, though, to us, it's a little bit different. To us, it's the day 10 Coat. 10 Coat. Let us think about that for a second. I just heard you mention on what they call the Aztec calendar is called, we call it the Tonal Machiot. And so the day there would be, for us, Coat is a serpent, the day of the serpent. Interesting how we match so closely. 10, here's 10 right here. 10 is completion. Nuestro trabajo con las manos. We have to give with the completion of both our hands. Both our hands don't just represent hands. It represents balance because you have the right and the left. So what we are doing here now is we are bringing balance in the line of the serpent, and the serpent represents wisdom, knowledge. So here we're bringing the knowledge, and to me, I would say that the stars just fell in the right place because I walked in the door and it was 2 o'clock. I said, "Oh, I remember." I was busy doing something else, and so I want to, well, if I can give an offering, a song to our Mother Earth here, really short, with your permission, and basically taking into mind our brothers and our sisters and all the families that are suffering right now. But take into mind the fact that the suffering is inside of yourself. You have to let yourself connect with the universe, because that's the teachings of our ancestors. Our ancestors to us, to the Mexica, are actually the Mayans who were here before us. And if you look in some of our teocalis, which they call here pyramids, there's one, Xochicalco, and you can see the tying of the knot. It's like this. And on one side of this is a rope. And on the one side, you see, on one side you see the rabbit. On the other side, you see the symbol of the Mayan symbol of those given dates. It was the tying of the knot. What's that indicate? That means that we work together, that there are ancestors, that there are brothers, that we're in a different time period, while in the same time, we're still registering the flow of the circle through that period, through our period in time. And so we're all working together. That was a ceremony, a place of ceremony. No different than in Palenque, where I've been, and this little sonaja here came from there, made by one of the young people. Oh, it had more fancy stuff before, but it's fallen off through time. The point is that, and if you look at it, it's a jaguar rattle, as we will call it here in English. And so we have the in that location, we have 2 sets of what they say warriors all lined up who are playing the ball game. Now remember, now there are many teachings, but in my teachings, the ball game was designated by different characters in the stars. When you look at it, you go to those places and you can see, because on 2012, the sun came down directly in line with the center of what we call the Milky Way. So it was just tilted just right at that time. And so we're going this way. We're not really, people think we're all like this and all that. No. So everything is all lined up, and like my brother was saying here earlier, thank you for saying that the alignment's very important. Like these days, I'm talking about alignment, because here too we're reading the stars. And our brothers and Muslims with Ramadan, that they're measuring, yes, last night the moon was in its precise place for the beginning of Ramadan. So here we have prayers that have extended themselves into thousands of years. I'm talking 6,000 and above, and 10,000 and 44,000. And so with all that, we have to remember, we were here then, and it rained, and the rain stopped.
Yes.
And then the heat came, and the heat stopped. And everything has come and gone, and we're still here. And I'm saying these to those people that feel suffering inside of themselves. Everything goes in a cycle. And the ones in charge of the cycle, and we thank them, were the Mayans. That they brought the cycle into being. What we did is we put it into what you call the Aztec calendar. So we read the cycles, the same cycles. But with that, I'm going to humble myself and just sing a little song to our Mother Earth, because she's the one, she's our spaceship. She's the one that we're riding. This is our horse, you know? So with that, I'm going to do a really quick prayer here to Mother Earth and us.
Go ahead,
And continuing.
Thank you.
Eso es la palabra a ustedes.
Thank you very much. Matios, That was wonderful insight in the beautiful mythology, which is the same story of our place of origin. So even though we're in the different parts of the world, there's still the same story. So thank you all for being here. I see my friend Gorian here also from Serbia, who's an amazing musician, a really good friend in my heart, and I would really like to open up this for him to give us a few words of wisdom, since he's such an amazing, wise man. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead, please.
So yeah, it's good to see all of you on one place, actually. It's not a different place at all. So completely, I don't see like separation from us. So we are all one. So doesn't matter if somebody there or there or there. So for me, here it's there is east or there is west, but for you it's somewhere else. Doesn't matter, but because we are center and spirit is a center. So if you are in center and near our hearts, so those doors that you Mark, you talk, they are open. So,
yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the International Council of Jaguar Wisdom, and this is your telemission channel. Substance is next. Good substance.
Gorian, go ahead. We go back to you. Perhaps you would like to play a little songs, a little drum, if you have your drum there, for us to remember the drum is the drum of our hearts. Go ahead, Gorian.
Okay, okay. Of course, I have my drum. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait a second.
Thank you all for your songs of love. We're gonna hear words of wisdom, and we're going to tune in into the sound of the drum. And as he drums, connect with your heart. Let's try to get that heart going. That palpitation opening up, like Gorian said, the door. Like Mark says, we're trying to figure out where is the station and don't miss the station. So by opening our hearts, I think that we can pretty much find the great station. Go ahead, Gorian. Thank you for being.
You, Sonny.
Are we missing sound a little bit? Tata, the sound, is the microphone on?
His microphone is somewhere, it's too far from us, I can't.
Is it, maybe it's and maybe it's broken, like a break when it's too hard hitting.
Yeah.
Up to
I suppose it's like that, yeah.
Try to be a little closer.
Yeah, yeah.
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 We hear you.
Okay.
No, we still hear you.
Again.
We don't hear you, Gorian.
And he don't hear us. So.
He doesn't hear us.
Yeah, because of the
Just for the record, you guys can't see what I can see. That's why I had the sequence going.
But
so take a minute, everyone, just connect with his drums. He's playing for us. Look at his hands.
Yeah.
Bring it into your heart. Let the drum follow. He's playing. United with one song. Come on. They say that once there's one way, the way follows. Thank you, Gorian. We kind of missed it, but we felt you and we saw you, and we know that that was from the heart. Thank you so much. We're going to continue with our activation. There's many people that we want to hear. So we're going to each one try to take a few minutes, 5 minutes, and that way we give the opportunity to our listeners and other participants to be heard. It is important for everyone. So we're going to see if Raeli is here. Is she here, Tata?
No, she didn't show up, but Substance is ready. I'd like to give Substance the floor.
Go ahead.
Blessings. Nanashuni, Tata today, the beings here. So grateful, so beautiful. I love feeling the light in all of you, and to be present here with you today. Thank you so much. So much resonating. I really loved what Mark shared, and the sidereal seeds part really stood out, and I love the echoing of the same message, because we're all tuned into that frequency of the truth, the truth of the light that we are. And so I think Tata is also inviting me to do a little bit of a freestyle, so I will drop in that. Just inviting a moment of presencing to your heartbeat. Returning to the breath, like Nana Shuni said in opening prayer, the breath is where we can expand our consciousness. So allowing our breath to expand and our bodies to expand and our hearts and minds and all parts of us to expand, as is the natural impulse of the universe, as we rise together in this time that was written in the stars, and here we are aligned. Timelines collapsing, past, present, future. There is no such thing when we bring it all to this moment, as we're showing up in service to the one that lives inside of us and each of us. There is no separation, as we all know, as we let the precipitation, the rain, the wisdom come through the channel, just trickling down, trusting and letting it settle right in the heart center where we were meant to shine from, shine the light of our soul. It's so beautiful as it unfolds, and we feel that emanation and speak our heart's truth. Because as we do, we give each other permission to, partnered with Mother Earth, as we take each step, as we take each breath in service to the divine that lives inside of all beings, of all things, of this earth and beyond. The intergalactic harmony is our common song. So we feel the spheres dancing within and without. We return again to the remembrance that we are here without doubt. We know our mission, we know who we are, why we are, how we serve. So let's remember together. So grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Blessings.
Eternal gratitude.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We feel your heart. We feel you.
Thank you. I feel you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude. Let's take a moment to feel the eternal gratitude coming from our sisters to us. And let's send that gratitude to the world, because this is what we came here for. To send our love, our gratitude, our words. Take a deep breath. Open up, release. Let's give that beautiful moment. Let's go back to our brothers, Loban. Let's have a song to connect with this beautiful energy that we're feeling right now. Keep radiating while he plays the song for us. Go ahead, brother, and let's connect with this amazing energy that our sister ignited all of us. Thank you.
Just a minute. Bearing down on me, I can feel it. All these things into position. All these things will one day swallow. your solid love. Immerse your soul.
Maltios, thank you, brother. That was awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're listening and watching to the International Jaguar Council television channel, where we don't program you. There's no programming here. Rather, we are deprogramming your soul, your spirit to be free, an individual of sovereignty and universal freedom, as we all are.
Absolutely. What Tata says is true. We all have a magnificent art. We all have a shiny star within. This is the moment to connect. This is the moment to create a new Popol Vuh, a new book, a book of counsel where we come together to share who we are and what we are. Thank you very much. We have a lot of people in the audience, people that I would love to hear. I would like to give back to you, Tata, so we can see if anybody would like to raise their hand and have a few words. People that have not spoken, please remember to have it on the time so we can all share.
I'd like to bring in dear sister of ours, straight out of Pleiades cluster, the hub where we stop and before we go into the black hole, go into Nebula 42. Sister Unity, will you come and say something to us?
Maltios.
Aloha, beloved Star Nation, beloved family upon the earth, upon Gaia Sophia. Such an honor to be with you all in this divine and precious moment, sitting here with the wind and the trees and the water and the stars and all of the animals and all of our relations, Ahomatakuyasin. I tuned in when I was sitting down by the creek. I was by the creek all day and guided to turn on my phone and saw this gathering. And so I tuned in when one of our elders was speaking about the bus, not the train taking off. And in alignment with that, I feel to share that I was called back to this magnificent place in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, and the piece I'm guided to share, if it's of any information to our star nations, is that after walking the grids for 10 years and praying with water, I was brought here in 2017 to create a mandala on the earth over 5 days and enrich the mandala with love, with every stone that went into the earth, and put the sacred symbols of the star knowledge family into the earth with the mandala. And at the time of activating it on the spring equinox of 2017, the guidance said to look towards the North Star, turn our direction away from the North Star and turn it back to Vega in Lyra, and open the portal home to benevolent creation. And so that mandala is just right behind me right now. And that's the piece that's coming through so strong with the pieces that I've tuned into so far about what I've heard our elders speaking about, finding the alignment, finding the constellation. And every night here we've been under the stars and guided to call in all benevolent star nations each night in prayer with the trees and the sacred water and the mountains and the air. And I feel to presence this location and this mandala here, if it is of any significance to our gathering and what has brought us all together. So I'm honored, I'm gracious filled. I appreciate all of you, all of our brothers and sisters, all of our relations upon the earth to rise together as one. It's a glorious moment of celebration together for the courage of the human heart to overcome and for the true hominis luminous to birth within us all. So thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. Let's take a moment to connect with this mandala because the opening is right in our hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, sister. Beautiful words of wisdom. Really, it empowers us to know that so many of us are creating this new world. So many of us wanting to show up for yourself, show up because that's part of change in the world, is showing up to something that is important for you. Something that is, like Tata says, not commercials, not planned. It's just coming to share who you are. So we have wonderful wisdom keepers. We're not more than you. We're exactly as you. We're as loving as you. We are as poetic as we all can be. So I want to give this back to Tata so we can start trying to hear our viewers who would like to say a few words.
Anyone who wants to say anything, really, you guys, I made you all panelists. All you need to do is unmute your microphone and say something. And those of you who are on Facebook, I put the link. You can come in the room still. We're going to leave it live on Facebook for another 5 minutes. But you can still come into the room for the afterwards. There's a lot of cool things said and done afterwards, especially now that we have a new elder in the Jaguar Council. Mark, you're officially an elder, brother.
We want to make sure that our Mark accepts. Some people are just what I say, master plan in creation. So I think that it was sent for us, Mark. So thank you for being here so we can really make sure we all get in the train. Thank you. Would anybody else in our audience would like to say a few words? We're gonna have Leah B close before that, and we're gonna be afterwards in our live stream. So we're still gonna do backstage for those that wanna talk without having to be online. Anybody else before our sister Leah B comes in?
And we have Zoe. You're in the.
Zoe, good seeing you, Zoe. It's so good to see you. Our sister Kat is here, and I'm sure she has wonderful things inside the net to share.
Yeah, you have your microphone mute, Zoe.
There you go. Hola, Zoe. Welcome, please. So good to see you.
So good to see you. I just am grateful for this portal and reflecting on the moment when Boran, I believe, forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong, but we couldn't hear the drums, and then all of a sudden we could hear the drums, and I felt all of our hearts sync up, and then we could hear the drums, and I'm just like it's really special to experience this with all of you. And it's such a precious, these moments are so precious, and I mean, I'm just so happy.
I love you.
That's all.
I love you.
Thank
you for your beautiful innocence and your love and your happiness that you always bring us, that you bring to Tata. It's so good to see you with that happiness. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Please We're all important here. And
Yeah, we had our sister listening on the phone. I think she's still there. If you're there on the phone, please share something or. Yeah.
Okay, I can say a few words.
Yes, wonderful. Bienvenida.
I want to say just a little bit of how much the music is important in our life. Like music is like a water. We can't just live without it. It's a love in other way, but everybody can feel it, and there's no words for it. Just feel. And as I'm playing drums for 20 years or something, I learned to play the music on the drums. And that's the first instrument that I think it's ever came up on earth, because someone hit the tree and find out that it's a good sound. So after that, it came guitar and everything else, but that drums was the first. So, and then we sing on the drums, like, oh, yeah, this sounds nice. Like, so I want to tell like that my let's say it's not opinion, it's the feeling. What I'm feeling about the music, it's like one big garden that it's a lot of the notes up from some little trees or something, and then you have to be polite with it and just to pick the notes very carefully, what you're gonna do with it. And I think that it's the same with the words. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, people should choose like the words of the music are the notes, and the words of the people are like the words. The notes, and this is the words. But it's in the same way. It's telling something, but I think that music and art, exactly like art, showing us like that we feel something beyond the words. And just because of that, it's very needful to listen music and listen others what's saying, because other people are the music for years, and earth have ear for and the sound for ones who want to share with and want to hear something from the earth. So listen and play. I think that's Nikola Tesla takes like just play on this word, like this word it's meant for playing. Just play here, like you're playing music, play like a kid, always playing. That's the meaning. Don't make big thing of it. Like if it's something wrong, just play with it.
I love that, brother. I love that. Play, remember, sing, play,
but then
manifest, whether it's with words, whether it's with music. That's beautiful, beautiful. I know from my brother's heart, who's truly a musician of love, musician that loves music. Thank you, brother, for that. That is Maltios. Tata, do we have Leah B to close our event? We would like everyone to know that we're gonna keep, we're gonna still be backstage, but we would like to close our event with Leah B singing for us and letting you all know that we truly come here with a humble heart. We come here with respect to be included, to be words of wisdom. We would like to remind you to support us so we can keep this platform open for all of you. We know that it's a moment of great challenges, and we're really just trying to keep it open and trusting that all of us will be able to give to what we're trying to create here in any way you can, collaborating with donations, with love donations, being participants. There's always here a place for all of us. And this is what the Jaguar Wisdom Keepers Council want to do. We want to keep this for a large family to come together and share. As we share, we all learn. So thank you all for being here. It's been wonderful to hear you, to drum us, to hear these magnificent words that allows us to expand our consciousness. Back to you, Tata. Oh, Mark, you gonna sing for us? Yeah.
I was going to end with actually terminate my participation with a short riff that everybody will recognize. And we have our sun, which is our star, and we have the star beyond our star, which is the second sun, the galactic core. So this is for both of those suns.
Yes. Yeah.
For you all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Tata?
Yeah, so this is, I want to say thank you to all the ones who watched the video on Facebook and are still watching. This is the International Jaguar Council television transmission channel where we don't program you, we deprogram everyone. I wanna send this message to Julie Vanderkar, sister. My heart with you, you know, through smiles, but also through all the emotions. Just a reminder to everyone that we are in the middle of a gate opening. Not only we're going through the middle of the Milky Way, we're also between 9 a.m. today and 11 p.m. on Monday, we are in the Venus gate, which high resonance. It went up from 7.8 to 36 human resonance. So what that happens is your beta waves actually increase and it makes you more emotional. So all of the other ones who understand this gives us the opportunity to raise the bar of tolerance and patience, right? So it's for all of us to remember that it's okay to absorb these energies from the universe, but it's also, we can see it where our gamma rays inside our brain gives you the opportunity to connect with super source, the highest consciousness of it all. So I want to give this little bit of sign to Julie Vanderkar and to all of those who are in that space of new happiness that are just finding right now. I see you. Your spirit can hear me, I guarantee you.
Thank you, Tata.
Thank you guys. We're getting off Facebook Live. Till next Saturday at 2 p.m. California time and coming to our Zoom room.
Martios, stay for us soon. Thank you very much from the dance of Guatemala. We close with gratitude, saying Maltios, Maltios, Maltios. Thank you.
Maltios, everyone.
Multiverse.
Matios, thank you.
Look at that sun.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Hello, everyone. Seguimos. Thank you for being here. It was such a surprise to see you, Gloria, and what a beautiful surprise. Thank you for being here. Mark, that was lovely. We didn't know you were so talented. Thank you, thank you. That was fantastic, brother. Also, for you to express your heart of music and how important it is your words. That was really magical. Thank you, Tio Cuco. It's so good to have your presence here. The presence of our sister that just truly spoke beautiful. I'm inspired. I'm inspired every day where I see ourselves coming together to make the time to, like I say, show up for ourselves and for what this purpose is. This is the way that we create community. We were given the chance of coming together, and we didn't know in what way we were going to do it, and we did it. So I am honored to have all of you. We have people in the audience that we would love to hear. I know that sometimes we feel shy about expression, but then remember that we are the family. So please come and express whatever your words come in, what you saw, what you felt, are important for us because it gives feedbacks to our soul about how we're doing. And you can also tell us what would you like us to speak about. And we can put one of these beautiful Saturdays for that, dedicated to your wishes. Thank you. So welcome everyone. Please unmute the people, Tata.
Yeah, Laura just joined us. Thank you.
Hi, Laura. Shall I say a few words? Unmute your microphone. It's in your screen. Great.
No, I just joined because I saw you guys on. I don't really usually have a lot of English words anyway. I could probably do some light language stuff that usually always comes through. Or I can play my harp for a second.
Just you do that.
Okay.
This is the wonderful thing. We're never going to know who's going to come. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
There might be something.
Thank you for contributing to the sounds of the heart. Thank you.
Akishe inwa adaki mandoko ate and the kahin mataka atua ashi and the kahin watoka and he in wanaka ad and menue edwa teach who ashi and the kahin matako ate to in medika ashi no do utawa in waka matua in a kishe and the kain with the other wako ashi no ma in waki in and the ka ate wishi. Anakahin matako ate with him ashin or the ko ate wa ani ke wa e to shu in mataka out wa ena u she the way who tishwe.
That was powerful. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. I felt that.
What language was that?
It's just light language. It's a group of beings from different dimensions, so it's not one current necessarily. It felt like that was more acknowledging the unity that we're all creating and coming together, bringing our gifts and what we're building and it going out.
I love that. That was just incredible. Thank you.
Yeah, we got that. We got Barbara, Olive. You want to say anything, or and Byron actually, and Kara? You guys want to say anything?
Byron here. Welcome, Byron. He's our friend from Guatemala.
Yeah.
Byron there.
Yeah, everybody has rights to mute and video yourself, so anyone can do that.
To speak.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jess. I'm out here in Florida at the nature preserve, and if you can see, this is a crocodile. And I just wanted to share with you, or alligator, I'm sorry. The wind is blowing, all the birds, the sun. And I was wondering if an alligator was going to show up while I was still on the call with you guys. I do want to pay respects and gratitude to everyone, the elders and future elders, and just really grateful to be here with you guys. And he showed up.
Thank you.
That is so cool. Shuni, there's the Milky Way.
I told you, I was just thinking the same thing. The alligator, the crocodile representing the Milky Way galaxy. Once again, a physical representation of what we have just spoken in the sky as it is in heaven. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. It's a blessing to be here with you, and I'm very honored you sharing your divine wisdom, just laughter and love. It's much appreciated.
Very much. Words mean a lot to us. It feeds our soul to keep doing it and keep bringing it in and keep our time to what this is all about. We are the spiritual guides. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. And through this transmission, we just want to connect and let you guys know that we are in this together. Thank you. Anybody else? Our audience, we have anybody else? Maybe at Byron, you want to unmute your microphone? We have a few people. Just unmute your microphone.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're going.
Borky still. Darko Borky, haven't heard from you.
Got it.
Takes time to get to know this technology. And just keep tuning in. You're going to figure it out. Don't get scared of it. We were all there at the first. I remember sometimes this truly shows that it's not about perfection. It's about intention. It's about coming together and create this beautiful activation. We just activated the sounds, the words. We activated our hearts. We saw ourselves. We came and we put a little seed. Back to you, Tata Jose. Maybe you would like to close?
Yeah, I see Kara. I think Kara wants to say something. You want to say something, Kara?
Hi. Yeah. Hi, it's great to be back with you all this week again.
Great. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you, Nana Shumi. Thank you, Tata. Thank you, everyone, for being here. The winds are blowing really strongly today here on 8 Ik and the day 8 wind. They're very robust. I went outside for a bit, and I remember 20 days ago, and on a wind day, it was very windy as well. So I think they're trying to give us messages. But no, I just am glad to be here and in your presence and listen to the beautiful music and share. So thank you. Maltios.
Thank you, Maltios. Remember, sharing is caring.
So
It is
we'll
all
see
about.
you guys next Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, California time, and this is your host, Jose Ajpu Munoz Raven. We have the International Jaguar Wisdom Council telemission channel, where we don't program anyone. I love that. Yes.
That is true.
I want to say thank you to all the ancestors from all lineages who came and sat here with us across the world, across the universe, to see that we are actually capable of being in balance, in unity, in joy, in peace, and intergalactic harmony. It's really amazing to be the living proof of the ancient prophecies. Someday this will happen. So it's pretty awesome. So I'm stoked. Let's do this again next Saturday.
Thank you all very much. We're all.
I have a special request, actually. If we can hear one more melody, man, that would be awesome.
Okay, brother. Take it away.
Yes. Hey, Brother Goran, man, we hear you. We hear your heartbeat, you know. So thank you for the drumming.
Thank you.
It's just really cool to be all together in this sacred space that we all have co-created. And thank you, Shuni, for about 3 weeks ago, what we went through. But we're here, still standing, like Tio Cuco says. The sun comes, the sun goes, rain comes, sun goes. Anything comes and goes, and we're still here. So yeah, let's do it.
Thank you, Papa. Okay, brother.
Okay, just a moment, just to find the lyrics. Okay. You try your best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired, but you can't sleep. Stuck here in the night. And the tears come streaming in your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be right? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. And high above or down below, when you're too in love to let it go. But if you never try, you never know just what you want. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. down your face. When you lose something you cannot replace, tears stream down your face. Tears stream down your face. When you lose something you cannot replace, tears stream down your face. Lights will guide you home and ignite your goals. I will try to fix you.
Thank you all. That was a beautiful ending. Thank you all from my heart. I send you so much love. We'll see you next Saturday. Join us. Thank you, Tata. That was amazing. Thank you, friends, for creating a beautiful work of art. Thank you all.
Yeah, Matthias, I want to say Unity had this question that I want to answer before we all go. The gate that I was mentioning is a Venus gate. This is brought to us by our evolutionary astrology, Tashi powers. We corroborated the numbers with Schumann resonance jumping from 7.8 to 36 hertz. It's a huge jump. Something huge is happening or will happen between now and Monday 27th. And we are right in this resonance, you know, so it's going into deep space. Everything we said and we did today is pretty amazing. So it's basically a Venus gate that happens between 9 a.m. today and 11 p.m. Monday the 27th. And through that, you add the Schumann resonance and you add all this Jaguar wisdom to it. It's pretty epic.
Thank you, Tata.
We'll see you guys again.
See you next time, everyone.
Next time.
Take care. Bye-bye, brother. Thank you, Gloria.
I love you.
Love you too. We'll see you soon.
Okay,
Bye.
princess. Beautiful, beautiful.